Good morning. Today we're going to talk about a stress management program. Doug Thompson gave it to me. He and I will be presenting at the Coy Center. It's a dental continuing education center in Washington State. We're going to be presenting a large program on cardiovascular prevention, stress prevention, heart attack, stroke, disability prevention, dementia prevention. In April, one of the presenters there will be presenting stress management, a program called The Power of Calm. Now, before I get deeper, just a brief introduction. Dr. Ford Brewer, F-O-R-D, Brewer, B-R-E-W-E-R, PrevMed, heart attack, stroke, disability, dementia prevention. And for those of you who think that stress is not really a big deal in terms of health, you may think a couple of things. Number one, you may think it's not macho enough. One of the contributors to this program is a Dr. Thiebaud. Dr. Thiebaud is a physician in the Marine Corps Special Forces Group. So he's a fellow and board member of the American Institute of Stress, author and founder of Stress and Tell. There are others of you who may think that the science is not that good around stress. We can do a video later on stress management, but the science is really, really good, surprisingly good. There are weak spots, as there are with any area of science. Some of the weak spots might be how certain individuals define stress. But once you look at the basic biological determinants of stress or results of stress, like cortisol, there's absolutely no question about its impact. Cortisol increases sugar. Just ask a diabetic or insulin-resistant patient who monitors their blood sugar what stress does to their blood sugar. Cortisol impacts the immune system, and just like stress impacts the immune system. One of the common staple treatments for autoimmune disease problems, for immune problems such as severe poison oak, poison ivy. Many of you have had that kind of treatment. It's cortisol. It's the hormone that decreases our immune function. So this is about stress and managing stress. This is a group of a couple of different packets with a few books within the packet. The Power of Calm, or Address Stress, and it's really set up to make you understand, how do we do this? This first book says start here. So you start here, and then it gives you the basics on the other books. The app, there's an app, and I'll show you that. 14-day introductory program. Other books that are associated with it. What is stress? How can you understand that? Why does stress impact your performance? And how to address stress. Well, that's what these books are. Again, if you're taking this program, you're looking at these three books. What is stress? Again, with an introduction by Dr. Thiebaud, several other researchers in the stress field. Defining stress, describing the impact of stress on your body, why stress matters, and some of it gets to picture style words, looking at it, areas of the brain like the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, which can actually be decreased with chronic stress. If you look at some of my other videos, I talk about dementia management. One of the ways we look at and measure the biological components of dementia is an MRI, looking at hippocampal volume. Decreased volume of the hippocampus is associated with stress. It's also associated with decreased mental capacity, cognition. Other areas of the brain which can increase during stress are the amygdala. The amygdala is an emotion driving area of our brain. I've mentioned in sleep, in discussions about sleep, chronic decreases in sleep have actually shown to decrease the length of telomeres. Well, chronic stress has actually been shown to decrease the length of telomeres. So what? Longer telomeres means you've got more time to live. Shorter telomeres means you've got less time to live. That's so what? So again, you see the books in here have a good set of information regarding stress, the science behind it. Then they start talking about ways of managing it, yoga, meditation, tai chi, breathing exercises. Speaking of mindfulness and breathing exercises, they have an app. The app is called Address Stress. Once you get set up, you have 3 different options. One is to do a relaxation exercise. And you'll see on these, this is not very heavy in terms of concepts behind stress. I'll do videos on books which are really good in that area. Untethered Soul, for example, is really good in terms of helping you understand the concepts behind stress and how to reconfigure your own outlook towards your life in managing stress. Another series of books are The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. These are both available on audiobooks as well. I've listened to Tolle's series many times. Logged dozens of hours on Tolle's series. The Untethered Soul, I've listened to it many times as well. Many hours listening to that. This activity, Address Stress, doesn't really get deep into that. Both of those are looking at, like Palouse Mindfulness, like many of these mindfulness programs, those programs are basically taking the originators of mindfulness, the Buddhist community, putting those Buddhist community concepts into more of a Western digestible format. Again, Address Stress does not get that deep into that. It's much more of a broad look at stress, what stress is, how it impacts your body, and just a few different ways of dealing with it. The app is looking more at, okay, you can select your minutes and then your breathing rate. And then you get the number, you get 10 minutes worth of stress management exercise. They have a pressure valve, which is a quick 2-minute thing that they advise you to do on a daily basis. And again, as you see, this is really focused towards helping you think through management, giving breath management, and giving it a little bit more of a listening to the ocean kind of background. Quick 2 minutes. They advise you to hit that 4 or 5 times a day. Is it good? Again, I think it's good for what it is. Thank you again for your attention.